Welcome to Odyssey Media's Business Sanctuary. So what's a business sanctuary? It's a safe and trusted space that we created for women to update their skills online during their private time. The first series featured in the Business Sanctuary is sponsored by the Coca-Cola 5x20 initiative. They plan to empower 5 million women by the year 2020. Follow me as you meet 3 amazing Odyssey women as we enter the Business Sanctuary. Meet Beverly Baker. Not only is she a longtime Odyssey businesswoman, she's one of my best friends. Beverly Baker and her husband, Jesse Baker, were partners in business for over 25 years. But Beverly Baker has expert tips for those of you who own businesses, things are going great, and life throws you a curveball. What is your business?
I have a real estate development business. We buy apartment buildings, renovate it, and manage.
So when you say real estate development, people conjure up all kind of big projects, little projects, small projects. What attracted you to the industry of real estate?
I was just always passionate about buildings and building them and designing them. And also because I was successful in it. It was very natural. It was like breathing. And the fact that there was so much success when I did it encouraged me to go on and start my own business doing this.
So Beverly, one of the things I love about you is you didn't start out with construction developer pedigree. You started out as a secretary and now real estate attorney extraordinaire, buildings everywhere. What was that journey like?
I was born in Trinidad to a Trinidadian mother. She was an orphan at 13, and the only thing she was left with was some property, some land. She was an incredible entrepreneur. She sold mangoes for a living.
Wow.
And it's from the sale of her mangoes that we were able to move to the United States.
One of the things I want my women to really understand here is that women start businesses with all different types of backgrounds, but that road to success is always about hard work, whether it's your mother or my mother or you or what we passed down. Bev, did you just wing it when you started this business, or did you have a business plan and a set of goals and the whole bit?
I can't say that I've never winged something, but anything that I started by winging it just didn't work. So I started a barbershop business and I winged it. And I had to immediately convert it to a real estate venture in order for it to work. Winging it never works. I didn't have a written plan for going into real estate, but there was definitely a plan. We had goals, we had strategies on how the business was going to work, and there was always a plan. If you're going to be successful in any business, there must be a plan.
Now, did you start out to get rich, or did you start out just to have a business?
I didn't start out to be rich. I started out expecting success. And I was expecting success because I had experience. I was good at what I did. I think having experience is always a necessary beginning for any business. You don't open a business and not know what you're doing. So I was expecting success because I had experience in this business and I was good at it.
And so with that in mind, I know this could be a little difficult. I knew your husband, Jesse Baker, who passed away, and he was a phenomenal real estate attorney. And I remember how he encouraged you to go to law school and keep going. What was it like to work with your husband in the business? Did you feel obligated to stay in real estate?
Well, let me go back to the first part of the question. What was it like to work with my husband? I actually enjoyed working with my husband. He encouraged me to go to law school because after coming out of real estate management, it seemed like the next appropriate step. I'm not sure it was the best step for me because right after I got out of law school, I went to NYU for a graduate degree in construction.
Wow, was that Jesse pushing that?
No.
Or you wanted to do that?
That was my passion. I could not stay away from construction and real estate. So the law degree, we always thought it was valuable because it gave you a certain respect and a certain respect when you went into a bank as an attorney asking for a loan. I thought it was very valuable to have the law degree, but I was really never interested in practicing law. I love working with my husband in court. He was a litigator, probably one of the best in his field.
Absolutely one of the best.
Partner in a major law firm in New York City, and I loved working with him because I admired his skill. But just being in court and trying cases just was not my thing. So I was happy to go back in my corner. We had very different skills. He was skilled as a lawyer. He made the money. I was skilled in real estate and in managing, and we sort of kept those two things separate. So I managed the real estate business. He managed the law business.
One of the things that I loved about your partnership, and again, he was such a wonderful friend, is that he was so proud of you. And a lot of women, they send me questions and they say, I think it's going to disrupt my marriage versus help it if I have my own business and he has his. It seemed to be the opposite with you. Why is that?
It was a partnership. It was a partner. We were great partners. We did what we did successfully. We liked being with each other, and it just worked out.
Real estate is a very cyclical business. It's up, it's down. There are recessions. It's in vogue. It's not. How do you safeguard against an industry like real estate where you have these massive ups and downs as a businesswoman?
We invested primarily in rental properties, and rental properties are not usually affected by inflation. When the market is up, apartments are still rented. And when the market is down, apartments are always rented. So we stayed in residential real estate for that reason, because it was not going to be affected by inflation. And actually, as far as interest rates, if you don't have big mortgages on these buildings, you're not affected by an interest rate, by adjustments in the interest rate. So that's how we did it.
That's a very good strategy because, again, as I travel around the country and I interview women, they talk about the discipline of debt, the discipline of sacrifice, the discipline of not spending, and anticipation of getting money. One more thing I want to ask you, and that is, how do you keep up with all the regulations? I mean, now there's Airbnb and crazy regulations and compliance issues, especially in New York City and New Jersey. You could be in and out of court every day on landlord-tenant issues. Do those things weigh on you, or is it because you have the lawyer background that you've got that under control? Talk to women who want to do this but may not be a Beverly Baker attorney.
I think if you don't stay on top of regulations, regulations will stay on top of you. You can't.
Very good. You might want to say that one again.
If you don't stay up on the regulations, they're going to stay on top of you. Every jurisdiction has regulations that protect tenants' rights and protect buildings and maintain the buildings. If you neglect it, you'll be punished. That's the bottom line. So you have to know what they are and stay on top of them. Of course, as an attorney, it's very easy because we're required to do CLE classes, and the CLE classes that I take generally have to do with real estate management, and every so often I do my own closings. So I have to stay abreast of the regulations in the real estate world, and I do it. But you can't help but know the regulations if you're in the business, because the city and the municipalities are always there on top of you every month, every couple of months, every year, telling you this is what's required. So
Okay, Beverly, you have the most incredible heart. You're always donating, doing, helping. You are happily remarried now, and we're so happy for you. Wonderful husband. And your children are up and out, and this is your time. This is you. What happens when you get tired of this business? Do you have succession planning? Do you just say, sell all the properties and get up out of here? What happens when you've hit it and you don't want to do it anymore?
My exit strategy has been in place for a long time, and it will continue to be in place. And what I say is, if you're ready to buy, I'm ready to sell. So somebody comes to me with an offer tomorrow, it's sold. And the business
So you're
is
not
over.
passionately attached to these properties?
No, because I get the money, I can buy more or I can not buy more. But I can get out of it at any time.
That's a
So-
pretty good feeling to say, I can get out of it at any time. Because making money and having a successful business is important, but enjoying your life is also important.
Yeah.
Beverly, what parting advice and tips would you give young women, women that are married, women that are transitioning back, that want to get into the real estate development business?
Good credit is better than cash. It's better than money. So it's important that you maintain good credit, pay your bills on time, and that's pretty much it.
Great. One of the things I keep hearing from everyone I talk to is that good credit is better than money. That credit
Sure
is
is.
king. They used to say cash was king.
Credit is king. Yeah.
Well, Beverly, of course, I enjoyed having you here. I know your story, but I wanted others to know your story because I think it's really important for people to understand, especially women, that we can do it. We can do it with our husbands, with our partners, and we can also be prepared for what life might throw you that's unexpected. Thanks, Beverly Baker-Jackson, for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Coca-Cola 5x20 Initiative, for all that you do for women around the world and your commitment to small business owners. Don't forget to check out our second series. Thanks again for watching.